Right then, Luke Shaw is set to return to the Manchester United starting 11, and whether that happens today against Everton or if it happens at another point remains to be seen. But he is due to come back, and I do think he'll probably be on the bench against Everton in today's game a little bit later on. But we're going to see some things change once Luke Shaw comes back into the squad. So let's have a look. The 5 things I think you might see from Luke Shaw's return. In number 1, service for Højlund. Now, we signed a striker, really just been unable to utilise him. Rasmus Højlund has been playing well, but he's coming away from games with factually 0 shots. And you can't have a striker having 0 shots. How do you expect him to score without any service? Some players are able to make their own chances, but you have to be providing. You know, how many of Erling Haaland's shots has he created himself, and how many has he been gifted on a plate? You've switched them around. Erling Haaland would not have the same amount of goals in this Manchester United squad. Pure facts. So Rasmus Højlund needs someone to supply him. And Luke Shaw could provide that. He's someone that loves to float a cross in, sometimes frustratingly when we didn't really have anyone there. He's also good at a little check back on the floor, and he's capable and quite often able to get himself into the final third and cause a havoc. And that might start to unlock a little bit of Rasmus Højlund. We need him taking chances and taking opportunities, and this season so far he hasn't done that, and I think it's on the team to start supplying him with that. Luke Shaw would be a valuable component in doing that for me. Number 2, building up and linking up. And like I said, I've been critical of Luke Shaw in the past, but I think over the last couple of years, he's been very good. And he's changed elements of his game. The one thing I had a major criticism with was how often he would be running back to his own goal while the player's developing in our third. And he's chopped that out a lot of his game. And actually, when he plays at centre-half, it's completely eliminated out of his game. And that's when you do get to see how good he is as a 1v1 defender, and also how good he is with the ball at his feet. So it was no shock to me that we actually saw him deployed as a left side centre half at times. After we first initially saw him doing the left side of a 3 under Ollie. It's a trait that, and a skill set that he's actually got. But when it comes to building up and building out, United have struggled to do that this season for a number of reasons. The fact that we haven't had a consistent back 4 is a big part of that, and the sort of second option ball out to Luke Shaw from Onana is something that I think you would start to see a hell of a lot more, because Luke Shaw gives you that option to be able to get the ball already on the turn, facing the right way, knock it out of his feet, drive the ball over the halfway line, where runners can then start going left and right in front of him, and he can then either slide one through in between the two, the centre half and the fullback, or he can put one across for Højlund, or he can switch the play. Like, he's got the ability to do all of those sorts of things, and it's that ability from deep that United have really, really lacked this year. But I think it's also the fact that he's got relationships with those around him. You've seen at times how Luke Shaw has elevated the fullback that he's with, because he gets forward and supports the winger that he's with, and how he then starts putting pressure on the opposite fullback, because he will run right at him, leaving someone like Marcus Rashford in space. So you might start to see more out of Rashford. He's obviously got a relationship down the left-hand side with him. He might already have a relationship with Mason Mount due to England. He might also have, or he does also have, a relationship with Bruno Fernandes. So these are all sorts of things that we're seeing being brought into his game that'll come back into the Manchester United team's game, and it's stuff that we've massively lacked. We've partnered with Ridge to bring you this video. Kick off the holidays with this exclusive Black Friday offer from Ridge. The Ridge wallet is the last wallet that you're ever going to need. It expands to hold up to 12 cards, plus there's room for cash while remaining as slim as possible. It's RFID blocking to protect your cards from electronic theft, and it's built to last a lifetime with its durable materials. Over 3 million satisfied customers and a staggering 80,000 5-star reviews. You know you're getting something special. The Ridge wallet comes in 30 plus colours and styles, including the carbon fibre, the burnt titanium, the forged ember, and 24 karat gold. And if you're worried about losing your wallet, Ridge offers an optional AirTag attachment, so you never have to worry about it again. Ridge also offers an incredible key case to keep your keys organised and your pockets clutter-free. The key case holds between 1 and 6 keys, and just like the Ridge wallet, it is designed with the same quality and durability in mind. And of course, it comes with an unbeatable Ridge lifetime warranty.
The Ridge team is so confident that you'll love it. They offer a risk-free trial period of 99 days. So you can test it, and if it's not your thing, send it back and get a full refund. And here's the best part. Our viewers get an exclusive offer. Click the link in the description to get up to 30% off until December 20th. Use my link and you can enter free to win a Ridge bundle worth up to $4,000. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to upgrade everyday carry with Ridge's top-notch productions. Thanks to Ridge for sponsoring this video, and to all of our viewers, happy shopping with Ridge.
Number 3, consistency. And like I said in the last point, I have been critical of him when I felt it's warranted it, but I would have to say last season, he was a consistent performer and not an issue when he was on the team sheet at all. And he's had his inconsistent moments in the United shirt, but last couple of seasons, I think he's been a player that has leveled up in a big, big way. And because we've had essentially no first choice back four, just getting some of those back into the starting 11 is going to really pay dividends for us. And I think some comfort, some confidence starts to roll back into the team when you get those familiar first choice faces back in. And he makes us a bigger threat when we go forward. I think he's someone that's going to find the likes of Amrabat and stuff like that. And he's actually better deployed as a left back than the likes of Amrabat or Delo would be. You know, we're playing people out of position because there's no other option. An actual, comfortable left back who knows the club, knows the league, knows what we're about, you'll start to see a little bit more out of him. Number 4, solidity. I think the first thing that you have to judge a defender on is their 1v1 defending. I've never had a problem with Luke Shaw's 1v1 defending when he's in position. The only time I've ever had a problem with it was when he was too far up the pitch and we've attacked down that side and he just wasn't there. When he's there, he rarely gets beat. His 1v1 defending is very, very good. And his concentration at being in the right place at the right time. Like, you don't see him get twisted up and cross-legged and sent for a fucking hot dog, do you? You just don't see that with Luke Shaw. You see a very good, fundamentally good defender, 1v1. And when defence is working, you don't mess with it. And ours hasn't been working, and we haven't been able to mess with it. And once Luke Shaw gets back in, especially alongside Martinez, you're not going to want to fuck with that because they're both solid and they both know what they're doing. Injuries to key players have absolutely robbed us of the positivity this season. Luke Shaw coming back, key man being back, hopefully starts to turn it around for us. And number 5, a return to normality. This season's been... it's unsettled, to say the least, hasn't it? And it gets more and more confusing. What's going on with the ownership? Who's going to be the new sporting director? What's going on with that? Who's fell out with the boss this week? Luke Shaw coming back could be some normality and calm returning to the club because, boy, do we need it. We're seeing the likes of Shaw, Højlund, Martinez, Amrabat getting back up to fitness. You start to see Manchester United look like Manchester United again because we have picked up results this season, but we haven't picked up performances yet. The performances to me have still been subpar and not quite at the level I would expect us to be at. Getting back your consistent starters allows us to build on Ten Hag's ideas, and we actually get to see and judge Ten Hag for what he wants to put out, not what he's dealing with putting out. A lot of pressure on his shoulders coming back in this, especially when he's coming back into it on his own, but I'm actually glad he's back. And I think give him a couple of weeks to get back up to speed, and he could be a big player for us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.